This is VK3SL testing on 160 metres and 2 metres and bidding the listener a very good evening. Well, we got there, just got there tonight. It's been quite a challenging evening because I've had the console in pieces only 10 minutes ago and had a technical problem I had to resolve, and the mod monitor wasn't working, and it was abundant earth loops, but it was a faulty connection which I was able to quickly attend to, but gosh, kept me on my toes, that's for sure. Anyhow, I noticed there's a bit of activity further down the band. I hope I'm not in the way of that. But anyhow, it's good to be on board, and I'm very happy to have a guest with us today. This is quite exciting, actually, because it's been quite some time. But hello to you, EO.
Hi, Steve.
Yay.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm very pleased to be back.
It's great to have you. It really is, because it's been, quite a few months.
Yes.
And you've done all sorts of amazing things since we last had you on these airs.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, no, you've been working with you've been working with one of the, I won't say a competitor. I'm a wannabe broadcaster, but you've been working for the real. You've been doing some amazing work with Joy FM.
Yeah. I've got a regular gig at Joy where I'm on a show called Babble Pop, where at the moment, for half the year we do Babble Pop, which is pop music in languages other than English, and then the other half of the year we do Eurovision related stuff, and that's what we're doing right now.
Fantastic. It's amazing. Well, I'm looking forward to having your playlist on the air tonight. I'm going to kick back and let you take the reins shortly, but we have a tradition here, and the tradition is to cut loose with a bit of 20s music. So we'll do that. We'll get something from about 1927, 28. This is Harry Reeser and his group. And I've just installed a new preamp, and I was quite happy with the way it was all going, but I'm not quite so certain now. So I had this all set up so I could make fast starts, but I don't think I'm quite prepared for it. But yeah, we'll give this a go. I've got to make sure I switch the thing on here. Whoops, excuse my mic noise. So we are oh, gosh, that doesn't sound too healthy. Oh, that's a bit of hum getting into the system. I've got to see, this is the problem. Not everything is running as it should. But anyhow, never mind. We'll give this a go. Harry Reeser and his orchestra, aka the Six Jumping Jacks from 1927-ish on a Columbia. And this is Piccolo. Is it Collegiate Sam? Yeah, Piccolo. Whoops. Record slipped off. Piccolo Pete. Oh, come on. Start. VK3SL testing, by the way.
Say, can you play piccolo? Yes, I know, but are you sure you can play piccolo? Pete go on his piccolo? No? Well, you missed a lot, for he certainly has got a style that's hotter and hot. Did you ever hear Pete go on his piccolo? No? Well, you missed a treat, for his melodies sweet are the kind that couldn't be beat. He can pick a high note, he can pick a low note, he can pick a blue note, he can pick a note that's a brand new note. Did you ever hear Pete go on his piccolo? No? Well, I'll put you wise, he's a bird in disguise, a bird called Piccolo Pete.
Piccolo Pete. That was Tom Stacks on the vocal from about 1927, I think, and that was on a Columbia, an original disc. That band recorded on almost every label. You see a lot of them on Brunswick's as the Six Jumping Jacks, and I think they're the Jazz Pilots on Parlophone, and this one's under Harry Reese's name, so it's Harry Reese's Orchestra. But they're great novelty charts, and he recorded so prolifically. Now, the other side of that is quite interesting too. I'm going to have a little bit of a flip the disc session here. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this preamp. There's a little bit of residual hum I've got to work out, but it's a much more usable situation. And I'm using the Beyer for those who are interested in radio nostalgia. I'm using a Beyer turntable. And yes, here we have the Harry Reese's Syncopators and Collegiate Sam. Now, this is probably a good, well, I don't say a good one for you, EO, but you are about to move into collegiate, sort of the collegiate zone.
Oh, yeah, a bit of collegiatalism.
Yes, it's all starting for you.
Yeah, very much. I'm going to Monash.
Yes, that's right. And next month, I think it all begins.
Oh, God.
Would you like to tell us what subjects you're doing?
Oh, yes. I'm studying arts. I'm going to be majoring in creative writing and doing minors in history and Ukrainian.
Fantastic. That is so excellent. It's all happening, EO. It's good news. Well, I don't know if this record will inspire you or put you off. It's actually a bit of a... Have you seen that Harold Lloyd film, The Freshman?
Yes, that was the first Harold Lloyd film I ever saw.
Okay, well, this is sort of a bit of a take on that theme. So it's all about... it's sort of about collegiate bullying, really. So it's probably not what you want to hear, but it is quite funny and it's very 20s-ish. So we'll have a listen to Collegiate Sam. Harry Rizzo and the orchestra on VK3SL.
No, you'll find this fella on any campus.
Ooh.
Collegiate Sam. He wears a whoopee hat and goodness knows he don't use garters on his hose. Ain't he the ladies' man, Collegiate Sam? He's got a Dunhill pipe and a fancy vest, a perfect type for an old gold test. Ain't he the ladies' man, Collegiate Sam? And though he couldn't pass a French or Greek exam, what he could do to any chic exam, I've heard it said on good authority, he'd wreck a whole sorority. That red-hot ladies' man, Collegiate Sam. Everything collegiate. He walks and talks collegiate. He eats and sleeps collegiate. Collegiate through and through. His ties are all collegiate. His shoes are all collegiate. His clothes are all collegiate. Collegiate through and through. His raccoon coat. His alley cat. They threw it out.
They threw him out.
Of every frat.
Outside some.
He finds them in.
Collegiate.
He loves them in.
Collegiate.
But he leaves them in.
Collegiate.
Collegiate through and through.
Hey, don't you just love that bass saxophone there, just driving the rhythm? And what's that line? Out you bum or something he says. So, yeah, I'm sure your college experience, your uni experience will not be like that at all.
Oh, I hope so.
No. So, yeah, that was Harry Reza from 1920-something, late 20s, on a Columbia. Yes, trying out the new buyer table. Well, it's not new. It's been here for a while, but it's reconfigured and using a better preamp. It's all shielded and stuff. It's supposed to be good for queuing, but I still haven't quite ironed out all of the issues, and I've got to climb over leads to get to it, so it's still a bit ad hoc here. Been a few changes this week. We've also set up a continuous streaming services. I've been logging my missions over the last 6 months or so. First year I didn't log anything, but since about last July I've been logging them, and I've put all those logged files up onto a continuous stream, which can be found at the Blogspot site. So if you go to my QRZ page, just look up my call sign at qrz.com, and you can find a link to my Blogspot page, and on that there is a continuous stream. There's one for the 20s music, and there's another channel which I'm using live now, but it goes back to a continuous stream of logged missions. That's the plan. So all there for no one to listen to. Okay, well, I might put on one more 20s disc. I've got to get this out of my system, and then I'll handball it over to you, EO. So, yes, there's been more Prozac. There's lots of Prozac going up this last week. And, there's a really great George Olsen track from 1930, so I thought we'll give this one a bit of a bash. So we'll see how we go. This is My Love for You, and I think there's about 4 of them here. We'll listen to the first one, yes. And who's the vocalist on this? I'm not sure. I'm off mic here, trying to read the screen. Can't see. Doesn't matter. We'll have a listen to My Love for You. This is George Olsen and his music from 1930. Hopefully this one.
If you love me a little or love me a lot or turn out to be untrue, you know that you're always sure of my love for you. If you said you'd remember and then you forgot and broke my poor heart in two, you know that you'd still be sure of my love for you. Anything and everything you do is okay. Take my heart and break my heart and throw it away. If you love me forever or love me a day, whatever you say or do, you know that you're always sure of my love for you.
Okay, we're going to just fade. We're going to fade that one there. Yes, we'll fade it because Mr. Prozac's now into the continuous music option. He backs to backs about 6 records, and they're all George Olsen. We'll save some for another time. We just heard My Love for You, and that was Fran Fay, who was the vocalist on that. Recorded in 1930, beautiful arrangement. He had a particularly fine orchestra in the late 20s, early 30s, and he featured on a number of Hollywood films. And I think of the film Follow Through. You've seen that one with I Want to Be Bad.
Oh, yes,
with,
I do know the one you're talking
Zelna
about.
O'Neill, I think. Yes, singing the vocals. Now, that's George Olsen, who we just heard.
Okay.
Yes, he's the band leader there. Now, I've got one more lined up because this microphone computer arrangement's not the best. I'm just going to have to sort of do a bit of a contortionist act and head over to the other. Here we go. This is interesting because this is a British band. This is Harry Biggood and his orchestra on a broadcast record, one of those 8-inch broadcast records. Now, I've never heard one sound this good. This is another one of Prozet's recent transfers. He's done wonders with this. He used a lot of inner groove distortion and distortion products on these records, and he's actually done a great job in restoring this, and a great song, actually. So we head over to Britain now. We'll have one more, and then I'm handballing it over to EO to entertain us with... Oh, no. Sorry, no entertainment allowed. This has nothing to do with entertainment. To modulate the airwaves with some other choices, different types of modulated material. Anyhow, let's have a listen to I'm Singing My Way Around the World, Harry Biggood and Cavan O'Connor. This is VK3SL.
Finding a nest where I can rest just with a song. I'm singing my way round the world. Every smile shortens a mile, helps me along. And just like little Tommy Tucker, I'm singing for my supper in Woolloomooloo, Peru, or in Hong Kong. I'm singing my way round the world. Right to the end, I'll win a friend singing a song.
Yeah, we heard Cavan O'Connor and the Harry Biggood Orchestra from 1930 on one of those 8-inch broadcast records processed by Mr. Prozut. Now, I want to acknowledge Wayne VCL, who just gave me a signal report. Thanks, Wayne, much appreciated. And I've just notched up my 2 meters a little bit modulation, so hopefully you're able to copy things a bit better. Yes, I did actually disconnect everything, and I didn't get a chance to fully test the systems here, so I value your feedback there. So if it sounds a little clear, I wonder. Yeah. All right, at this point, I am going to divulge myself and sit back and relax and handle over to EO, who's got a playlist and some wonderful, interesting, non-entertainment test material. So what I will do, I'll have to disconnect the laptop here and pass that over. So there's going to be a little bit of Just a little bit of reconfiguration here.
A few clunks and bumps.
Yeah, that's right. There's always something to be done here. This is such an ad hoc scenario, I have to say. It's all just sticky tape, blue tack, and something. Yes, this keeps going. You see, they don't stop. And everything is just pieced together. Tell you what, the problems I had earlier was a testimony to how ad hoc this arrangement is. Now, I need to sort of gently bring that over to you, and you can plug that into your euphonium. And then, the ball's in your court. Now, still something singing away here. This is not what it should be doing. I wonder, I better find out what's not. Do you know what? I reckon something's been going throughout the...
Oh, no.
See to start themselves off here. Okay, I'm going to make sure everything is turned off, turned Carl off.
Yeah, there's still something going.
There is too, isn't there? Oh, my goodness me. But no. Oh. Something's going. I'll have to go and click through all of these and make sure. Here it is. It's this. Do you know what? This has been going the whole time.
Oh, no. What is it?
What a ridiculous thing. This is supposed to be the thing for the end. This is the soporific piece to make people fall asleep and forget about all of this non-entertainment. All right, look, we'll leave that to the end. And it's off now. And I can, without any further ado, it's all yours, EO.
All right. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I'm a big fan of musicals. And I'm also a big fan of Russian literature. So when the two combine, I find it very, very exciting. And in the past few years, it has. I'm sure you all know War and Peace. Well, a composer called Dave Malloy, he took out one of the most exciting 70-page slices of War and Peace and created an entire musical from it. It's a vast array of different styles, going from electropop to more sort of traditional Russian folk music. This wonderful, wonderful combination. And the musical is called Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812. And I have probably the weirdest song from it. It's a 9-minute long piece about when Natasha goes to the opera for the first time and the strange experience. Now, this piece is featuring the vocals of Danae Benton, who was the lead and played Natasha. Also got Amber Gray, Grace McLean, Britton Ashford, and it is and of course, Lucas Steele. Now, it's also featuring some very experimental and interesting vocals from Gelsey Bell and Paul Pinto, as you'll see.
Okay, just can I ask, when was this written? Is it a sort of fairly recent thing?
Yeah, it's definitely recent. I think it's been in the past. Oh, let me think. I think it was around 2012, 2013 when this was first written.
Sure.
And it made its way to Broadway, had quite a short run, ended in a bit of a scandal. But
oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Oh, enlighten us.
Yeah,
perhaps not.
The lead actor dropped out and there were replacements were made. The replacements didn't work out and it caused a lot of controversy.
Okay.
So it ended...
So it ended up having a short run because of that?
Yes, unfortunately.
It's a bit of a taint.
Yeah, and... so it lasted about 9 months, I think.
Okay.
And yeah, but it's a fantastic musical. And if anyone enjoys listening to this non-entertainment test transmission, you should absolutely go check it out.
Sounds good.
All right, this is The Opera.
Thanks, EO.
The opera. Stop mooning and moaning, we'll miss the curtain.
Ladies, welcome to the opera.
Bare arms and shoulders, brilliant uniforms, pearls and silk glittering before our eyes. Feminine envy, a whole crowd of memories, desires and emotions. Natasha, smooth your gown.
Natasha, smooth your gown.
Looking in the glass, I see I am pretty, not a girl anymore. I've never felt like this before. Hundreds of eyes looking at my bare arms and neck, my bare arms and shoulders.
seen in Moscow in many years. Everybody knew vaguely of Natasha's engagement. One of the finest matches in all of Russia.
Look, there's Alexei, home from the war at last.
He has changed, dear me. Michael Kirilovich has grown still stouter.
There's Boris and Julie engaged, and Anna Mikhailovna, what a headdress she has on.
And is that Natasha?
And is that Natasha? And is that Natasha?
They're looking at me, they're talking about me. They all like me so much, the women envious, the men calming their jealousy.
Announcing Fedya Dolokhov. He dominates Moscow's most brilliant young men. He stands in full view, well away he's attracting attention, yet as much at ease as though he were in his home.
Dolokhov was in the Caucasus and he killed the Shah's brother. Now all the Moscow ladies are mad about him. Dolokhov, the assassin.
Announcing Countess Helene Bezukova, the queen of society, beautiful, barely clothed, plump, bare shoulders, and much exposed neck, round which she wears a double string of pearls.
Helene Dolokhov, arm in arm, Pierre Kakot Sitzimon, Pierre Kakot Sitzimon, the poor man.
No, I am enjoying myself at home this evening.
Oh, that neck, oh, those pearls. So beautiful, what a charming young girl, so enchanting, I blush scarlet.
Countess Bezhakova, Pierre's wife. Have you been here long? And where is dear Pierre? He never used to forget us.
Yes, Pierre, that good man, a little sad, a little stout. He must come visit us. I will implore him to do so.
There's a woman one should stay far away from. Now, Natasha, the curtain rises.
The curtain rises.
Everyone in the boxes and stalls became silent. All the men, old and young, in uniform and evening dress. All the women in the hall with gems on their bare flesh turned their whole attention with curiosity to the stage. Strangely in the lights, so false and unnatural, I'm ashamed and amused, and everyone else seems oblivious. Yes, everyone feigns delight, and feeling the a rush of cold air. An exceptionally handsome man walked in with a confident yet courteous air. This was Helene's brother, Anatole Karagan. He moved with a swagger which would have been ridiculous had he not been so good looking. And though it was the middle of the act, he walked right down the aisle, his sword and spurs jangling, his handsome perfumed head held high. And he looked right at Natasha. And he took his place in the front row next to Dolokhov. How handsome he is. How intoxicating. In the second act there were tombstones, the moon over the footlights, horns and contrabass, black cloaks and daggers in their hands. I turn around again and our eyes meet. He gazes straight into my eyes. He is talking about me. Candles burning, a crimson throne. The Tsar wails a mournful tune. They all wave their arms and everybody cheers. Bravo, bravo. Every time I look at him, he's looking at me. Every time I look at him, he's looking at me. Every time I look at him. A terrible noise, a clatter in the crowd, a storm of chromatic scales and diminished servants. With rapturous faces, everyone was shouting, screaming and shouting. Of cold air, and Anatole entered the box.
All right, that was the opera from Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812.
Right. Well, musically, it's pretty fascinating stuff. There's a lot happening there, isn't there?
Oh, and the whole musical's like that.
Okay, minimalist score, lots of metoric rhythms, sort of casting, or adding to the drama. And I like that the use of the bass instruments. I could hear the cello part there, with those regular rhythmic little cells that repeat. And heaps of interest. And that centre bit with all of the sort of weird and amazing sound effects. That was a bit of a TARDIS zone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that musical. So you say it's recent. So is it mainly just has it been done in the West End in London as well?
No, it hasn't. It's currently playing in Japan and in South America. It might be Brazil. I can't remember.
Right. Yeah, it's good to listen to. It's quite it's very, very easy. Very listenable.
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic musical. It's very rich and exciting, and
the narrative's really clear. You can hear it's all sort of value added with the music. It seems to work around the text really well.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, well, if you enjoyed Gelsey Bell's weird, shrieky vocals, then I've got a little more of her for you.
Oh, right, okay. Well, here we go.
This is from another musical, also written by Dave Malloy. It's a musical designed for 4 people. It's performed in a very small, intimate setting, and it's called Ghost Quartet. I can't really begin to describe what it's about. it doesn't make much sense. It's the most I could say. It's a non-linear timeline comprised of 4 main figures who appear throughout various settings and times, trying to get revenge on one another.
Okay.
It's very complicated. It takes a lot of listening to understand.
Okay.
But no, the two main characters who were are played by actresses who were both in Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812, Britton Ashford and Gelsey Bell, and backed up by the vocals and instrumentation of Dave Malloy himself and Brent Arnold. This piece, The Photograph, mostly focuses on Gelsey's voice and her use of, I don't know the musical terms.
Yeah, it's sort of pyrotechnics, isn't it? Or vocal
she does some very weird things with her voice in this, and I think it's quite fantastic.
Oh, it sounds really good. Right, so same composer.
Same composer,
and
very different musical.
Okay, fantastic. VK3SL
Side
testing.
3, track 2, The Photograph. She threw it to the ground, disgusted by what she had done. What had she done? She had taken a photograph of something inappropriate, or rather, a photograph at an inappropriate time, or rather, a photograph instead of being a hero. What was the photograph of? A ghost, or rather, a Does the ghost haunt her? She sees her eyes when she closes her eyes looking back at her eyes underneath her eyelids. She is always screaming. Has anyone else ever screamed? Her daughter, her sister, her lover, her mother. Does Rose believe in ghosts? Rose believes in the restorative properties of the ocean, in the importance of sharing meals and never drinking coffee on the go. She believes in the standard model of love in which the two lovers are bonding into something greater than themselves. She believes in the oversoul that all living things in the universe are part of a single consciousness. She believes in freshly washed linens and flowers on the table and high-glass books full of marginalia. She believes in souls. How did her belief system break down with the appearance of the ghost? Softly, without trauma, in a series of imperceptible shapes.
And that was the photograph from Ghost Quartet.
Okay, well, I don't think we've probably heard any primal screaming on 160 Minutes before. Pretty raw. Fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
A real sort of psychodrama, I suppose.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite obviously very deep, and it's obviously a part of a very wide and complex tale of personal intrigue and personal discovery or something.
You could call it that. I don't really think there's any way to describe it, but
perhaps not. Perhaps she just, yeah, I don't know. But the she's incredibly versatile, isn't she? The way she lends herself to all those effects. Pretty, yeah. Actually, it reminds me of a that scream. That scream reminds me of this piece. Years ago, Kate used to have a housemate. This is back in the 80s, and she was a recorder player, and she played this piece on stage at Melbourne Hall. It was a very conservative audience, and this piece involved playing this incredibly complicated piece of music for a recorder. And at the end of the piece, she had to stand up and give the most terrible primal scream you can imagine. It's just like, everything. And just a full-on scream for about 20 seconds.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah.
Shocked the conservative audience?
Yes, it certainly did. And everyone was in suspended disbelief. I remember she did it in the final recital. She had to sit cross-legged on stage and she played this piece, then got up and just screamed. But, yeah, I did think of that when I heard that screech moment in the Ghost Quartet. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. I hadn't heard anything like that. So, yeah, good. Something different.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, from here on out, we leave the experimental realm, the bit more experimental stuff further on, but not in the same vein as this.
Okay, sure.
Certainly not 20s music.
No. We've departed that shore, and that's probably a good thing. I think people are probably quite refreshed by hearing something that's out of the walls of this booth, this sort of this den of nostalgia and antiquity and mustiness and
I love this den of antiquity and mustiness.
Yes, it's all a bit inward, but look, it's nice to great here to have a fresh repertoire. So keep them coming. What's next?
Oh well, and next up is a singer who is very near and dear to my heart, and who I just missed out on getting tickets to see. Unfortunately,
that's a pity. Her
name is Mitski. She's sort of alternative pop, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of indie rock. She's become actually quite not famous, but well known and critically acclaimed in the past few years. Her past 3 albums have been recognised as very, very good, even though they're not sort of charting.
Okay. So this is definitely not Eurovision.
No, definitely not. None of this stuff is what you'd hear on the Eurovision stage.
No, that's what I was going to say. This is quite a different sort of program line to what you usually do on a Saturday night.
Yeah, well, nice to have a bit of diversity.
Good. Sure, absolutely. Well, so Mitski.
Mitski, yes. She writes incredibly, powerful lyrics, very beautiful. She's, her voice isn't very sort of full and bold. It's more very sweet and beautiful, but she writes these gorgeous, gorgeous songs.
So it's all original stuff, is it?
Oh, yeah, all original.
Wow.
So I would have loved to see her live, but missed out by 3 hours.
Oh,
it was a real...
Okay. So she does big venues and big,
No, sort of smaller scales of things. My boyfriend actually went to go see her. He saw her live, said she was amazing.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, that would have been good. Yeah, okay. Well, so Mitski, and there is, those who are interested, easy access?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If anyone knows Bandcamp, that's a good place to go listen to her music. Of course, she's, available to...
Yeah, she'll be everywhere.
Yeah, she's everywhere. But this song is from her latest album called Be the Cowboy, and it's called Me and My Husband. And I love it. I think it's a bit of a bop.
Sounds great.
I steal a few breaths from the world for a minute, and then I'll be nothing forever. And all of my memories and all of the things lifetime. We're sticking together, me and my husband. We're sticking together. Together, me and my husband, we're sticking together. Me and my husband, we're doing better.
All right, that was Mitski with Me and My Husband. What did you think of that?
Yeah, loved it. It was good. Sorry, I was just a bit distracted. I was just checking the transmission. Yeah, it was good. It's got a it's got a good driving. It's almost got an anthem-y feel about. Well,
yeah, and which is quite a departure from her normal work. This album's there's been a lot more synthesizers on there, and it's quite different than.
There's a sort of bit of weight in the arrangement, which is good. I like the offbeat feel to it. So is her stuff usually more sort of intimate singles, musician type stuff?
Well, she started off, she was classically trained, so there was a lot of her first two albums, a lot of piano, more that sort of thing. And then she taught herself how to play an electric guitar, and next two albums did a lot more. So
she started
stuff.
Did she self-produce her first stuff?
Oh yeah. And now this is it's quite a different sound to what she's done previously.
Yeah. No, she has got a really sweet voice. I quite like it. It's good. No, I hadn't heard of her before, so it's an awakening. It's always good. She's something new. So Mitski's on the playlist.
Oh, I'll definitely be playing a lot more of her when I come on here. That's for sure.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm pleased.
Now, the next artist I've got lined up is another favourite of mine. Her name's Annie Clark, but she's better known as Saint Vincent.
Oh.
And I won't actually pretend to know a ton of things about her, but I've only just gotten into her recently. But she does this sort of she's also alternative pop, but in a different sort of sphere to Mitski, and this song is probably my favourite song at the moment. I've been listening to this on repeat
so
a lot.
It's got the earworm status, doesn't it?
Yes. Well, actually, you might recognise it because I played it in the car when we were going down to in Inverloch.
We might have done too. Yes, that's right. I guess we had a playlist. We all had our own selections, didn't we?
Yeah, it was all passing the phone around the car.
Yes, everyone had their own list. When it came to my list, did I play something from the 20s? I think I might have.
No, I don't think you were able to. We were using Spotify, and unfortunately,
all my songs were not.
That's
right, that's it. I missed out because there's nothing from the 20s on Spotify.
Oh, shocking.
I let the whole car down. I could have entertained everyone with the 6 Jumping Jacks or Big Spiderbeck. No.
But instead, we got to hear Birdhouse in Your Soul.
Oh, yes. Yes, we did hear that. That's true. Yes, that was...
Really, I'm not actually your friend, but I am.
It's a good philosophical song. She'll put that on. Okay. Yes. So, St. Vincent's.
Yeah, St. Vincent. She released another album recently, but this is not from that album. This song's from 2014.
Okay.
It's called Prince Johnny.
I was going to quickly give an ident just to say that you're EO and I'm VK3SL. And this is a test transmission, no entertainment intended whatsoever. We're just testing and just doing stuff.
Yeah, it's just boring.
Yes, wannabe. I'm doing my wannabe Friday evening activity, and you're doing your usual gig. Mm-hmm. Well, no, actually, your usual gig's Eurovision, but this is
a bit different. I get to play all the things I like.
Exactly. Well, it's good. Yeah, fantastic. All right, take it away, St. Vincent.
Prince Johnny, you're kind, but you're not simple. By now, I think I Johnny, you're kind, but do be careful. By now, I know just when to stand clear. When all your friends and acolytes holding court in bathroom stalls where you pray to make you a real boy. Saw you pray to make you a real boy. But honey, don't mistake my affection for another spit and penny style redemption. 'Cause we're all sons of someone. We're all sons of someone. I wanna mean more than I mean to you. I wanna mean more than I'm meant to. So I pray to make me a real girl. So I pray to make me a real girl. So I pray to
That was Prince Johnny by St. Vincent.
Wow, that was amazing. I enjoyed that. The that chorus effect just gives almost a hypnotic quality to the piece, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she I like her songwriting, I like her voice. I really like the instrumentation.
Yeah,
I think her
it's
past
really
two
effective.
albums especially have been the instrumentation's really become a driving force in her music.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Yes, it's very creative the way she's used the chorus, the instrumentation, that laid back feel. But it has it's got a really sort of a beautifully drawn out tune as well. The melody is really good. The does she use that type of chorusing in other songs too? Is that sort of a signature? Because it was really effective the way that complemented her voice.
I think one of the things I like about her is that every single song is very different.
Okay.
There's no two songs that are the same. Everything has a completely different sound, and so as such, her albums are quite experimental in the sense that each song explores something entirely different.
So she can sort of move between different zones.
Yeah, she's very versatile.
Yeah, I like the laid back feel about that song. I remember it in the car now. You tend to remember songs.
Driving back from Inverloch.
Yes, that's right.
Take me back.
Yeah, wouldn't mind going back there. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. So St. Vincent. Yes, I'll have to look up. So what was St. Vincent? What's her name?
Annie Clark.
Annie Clark. Right. Okay.
And now at this point in the program, I do have a bit of a special lined up.
Oh, really?
Yes, I've got...
Oh, I wonder what this might be.
Well, I do have a current favourite artist who I've been just playing on repeat ever since I heard her music. Her name is Janelle Monáe. She's actually quite famous.
Okay.
And she makes concept albums about sci-fi and sort of futuristic stuff.
Okay.
She's I think you could primarily classify her style as R&B, but she also has, particularly in her earlier albums, a bit of everything. Psychedelic, pop, rock, even classical music in some parts. Like,
okay, well,
just
sounds pretty diverse.
Yeah.
So she's a new interest. Is someone that you just come upon recently, or how's it evolved for you? Yeah.
Her most recent album came out in 2018, Dirty Computer, and that I got really into that. There was sort of an accompanying film that went with it.
Okay.
And so I really liked that. But it's only been in the past month or so that I've actually looked at her earlier albums.
All right. Okay.
And I think I like them even more.
Mm-hmm.
She's sort of been working on this project called the Metropolis Suites. Dirty Computer wasn't part of that, but all her other albums and EPs have been. And they all sort of focus on the story of an android in the future called Cindy Mayweather. And she's scheduled for disassembly because she's gone and fallen in love with a human.
Oh, okay.
This is a very thinly veiled metaphor for segregation.
Yeah, it certainly is. And it sounds a little bit like Avatar.
Oh, yeah, a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
And so, but then she also takes up this sort of position of the messiah of the of all the androids, called the Archandroid. Doesn't always make a lot of sense, but the music's good, so it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all. It's about the music and it's about the ambience.
Yeah.
So great.
So the first song by her that I've got up tonight is called Violet Star's Happy Hunting. It's from 2007, her first EP, the first of the Metropolis Suites.
Isn't it great that they're making EPs again?
Oh, I know. I love the return of the EP.
Yes, everyone can buy. So this is good because it increases the value of buyer turntables, you see. No. So, yes, the EP is, yes, it's good. People are returning back to vinyl. There's a certain sort of, I don't know, with vinyl, there's a theatre about putting a record on.
Yeah.
Taking the record out of its sleeve. There's something very lounge room theatrics.
Yes, it's and it's become quite cool now. If you've got records and record players and everything, you're cool. So you must be the coolest person of all, Steve.
Listening to my 20s hits, I'm just the coolest dude out there.
Oh yeah, Mr. Dude.
Yeah, and the rest. Okay, let's go. So, all right. So
Violet Star's Happy Hunting, featuring the Skunks. This is
good.
Janelle Monáe.
Sounds great.
I'm an alien from outer space. I'm a cyber girl without a face, a heart or a mind. I'm a product of metal. I'm a product of the maze. I'm a slave girl without a race. On the run 'cause they hit to erase and chase out my kind. Come to destroy me. Come to destroy me. And I think to myself, wait, it's impossible. Never gonna
Wow.
Bit of an abrupt ending.
It certainly was. I was just getting into it. Yeah, sort of R&B meets synth pop a bit.
Yeah, oh, totally. And I suppose you could say that's the majority of her music, but other tracks, such as the one I'm about to play now, are very sort of outside the box and experimental.
Oh, good.
Particularly on her first album, her first full-length album, The Archandroid, which was released in 2010.
That's a part of that series you mentioned.
Part of the series, yeah. All the songs I'm playing are part of it.
Okay.
And this one is called Ba-Bop-Ba-Ya.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
No. That's just the sounds. It's sort of a bit of scat, ba-ba-ba-ya.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
this is really kind of jazzy R&B. It's a weird track. It's about 8 minutes long.
Okay, well, sit back and,
Yeah, the second half of this album was all these really long experimental pieces. It was pretty cool, actually.
Okay, oh, it sounds most interesting.
Yes.
All right, VK3SL testing, and we are hearing...
Ba-ba-ba-ya.
The only love my heart approaches, your tender eyes fill mine with roses. I drink your wine and never will my heart dry inside. Walking like a lonely fool in park, singing a love song and the words I wrote for two. Gentle as a lullaby at night, I hear you humming private melodies. You're near, ba-ba-ba-ya. Where are you, my darling? My ba-ba-ya. Can you hear me calling? Rewind the clock, our time's approaching. Give us the eyes to guide us most when we have no light to see throughout all our darkest days and troubled ways.
I hear echoes of your laughter in the corners of my mind, while I memorize each detail of your intricate design. In your hair there is a symphony, your lips a string quartet. They tell stories of a neon valley street where we first met. Now somewhere time pursues us as we love in technicolor, but I dwell in silence on your words which move me like none other. This time I shall be unafraid, and violence will not move me. This time we will relax, this time we will stay in our movement.
That was Baba Baya by Janelle Monáe.
Yeah, wow, what an epic performance and so different. Amazing how, what it's like a different artist, different concept.
Yeah, while we were listening to it, you said, is this the same artist?
No, I couldn't believe it. It's incredible, really. And I love all that sci-fi sort of, those epic constructions and out of this world ambiences and the way that they orchestrate all that is just, very evocative, isn't it?
Yeah, that's probably one of my favourite tracks of hers. It's just
yeah, and it just sort of moves. It's sort of got like a what's the word? When the piece sort of moves into lots of different zones, it sort of transitions a lot, doesn't it?
Yes, very much so.
Which is good. So it sort of takes a life of its own, really.
Yeah.
Rhapsodic, that's the word I was thinking of.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, it's great. No, look, that was an education. I hadn't heard anything. Well, I've heard, I certainly haven't heard of Janelle Monáe before. And, a new concept. But it's amazing how people sort of make things their own. And she really owned that piece.
Oh, yeah, totally. Now, I've got one more Janelle Monáe piece, but it's completely different to what we just heard.
Right.
It's called Electric Lady, and it's from her second album. What's it called? The album's also called The Electric Lady. And it's a continuation of the Cindy Mayweather story.
Okay, yep. The what story you're telling us about before.
Yes.
Right.
And this one is featuring Solange, who is, most best known as Beyonce's younger sister, but she's also a very accomplished R&B artist in her own right.
Oh, okay. Keep it in the family.
Yeah, well, and this is a very funky song. You know,
Right.
you're going to be dancing around and
Oh, right.
jiving
okay.
and
Better put
bopping.
I'll trip over all the cables on the floor here. That's the only problem. I'm sort of stuck into a corner. Okay. So we'll hear Janelle in another guise.
In another guise.
Sounds great.
This is Electric Lady.
Yeah, thank you.
Shock it, shake it, baby. Electric lady, you're a star. You got a classic kind of crazy, but you know just who you are. You got the look the gods agree they wanna see. All the birds and the bees dancing with the freaks in the trees. And watch the water turn to wine at the space and at your mind. Ooh, shock me one good time. Electric lady, get away down. Cause tonight we gon' do what we want to. Lady, get away down. Cause tonight we gon' do what we want to. Say lady, electric lady, yeah. I'll reprogram your mind. Come on, get in. My spaceship leaves at 10. Oh, I'm where I wanna be, just you and me. Baby, talking on the side as the world spins around. Can you feel your spine unwind and watch the water turn to wine? Ooh, shock it one good time. Electric lady, get away down. Cause tonight we gon' do electric lady, get away down. Cause tonight
The loss on her lips and the glass on the ceiling. All the girls showing love while the boys be catching feelings. Once you see her face, her eyes you'll remember, and she'll have you falling harder than a Sunday in September. Whether in Savannah, Kansas, or in Atlanta, she'll walk in any room, have you raising up your antennas. She can fly you straight to the moon or to the ghettos, wearing teeny shoes or in flats or in stilettos. Illuminating all that she touches, I'm the sparrow, a modern day Joan of Arc, or Mia Farrow. Classy, sassy, put you in a razzle-dazzle. Her magnetic energy will have you coming home like Lassie, singing ooh, shock it, break it, baby. Electro, Savista, funky, lady. We the kind of girls who ain't afraid to get down. Electric ladies gonna scream out loud.
electric lady, get away down. Cause tonight we gon' do electric lady, get away down. You just do and get low, get way down, get away. Wave your finger in the sky, just wave your finger in the sky.
Don't y'all let that circuit break down. We about to break a whole new nation with a million electric ladies. Y'all make me so proud. Say it loud.
That was Electric Lady by Janelle Monáe featuring Solange.
Yep, dancing around the studio. Well, I've got a confession, folks. I'll have to bring out the skip. I'm going to throw all these 78s into the skip. I've just been getting notification. People are enjoying your show, EO.
Good.
Enjoying your selections. And I think 20s is out, 2000s is in. So, yes, I think we'll have to make amends.
No.
Or maybe we just have to have you on the program more often.
Oh, yeah.
I've got to get out of this fuddy-duddy zone. This is waking me up. Yeah, throw away my walking stick. Answer my
Your
cubic
frame.
my 1 cubic centimetre of carpet left in here. Yeah, but look, it's great. It's almost got a reggae feel.
It's got that real laid-back beat. Yeah.
Oh, it's great, great song.
It's
And
funky.
lots of textual interest. There's heaps happening there behind the around the vocals. It's beautifully layered up. She's obviously someone who understands, got a real, feeling for her style, understands what she wants. Yeah, there's lots of dimension.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, she's from another dimension. She's an
Yes, that's right.
android.
Yeah, she is. That's true. So that's right. That wraps it up, really.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm wrapping it up. I have one more song left to play.
Right, okay.
Right. And this, of course, is from another musical.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
And now, if any of you are into Greek mythology, you may have heard of the Orpheus and Eurydice myth.
Well, that's right. I think a number of people listening are probably very familiar.
And this was, if you combined the Orpheus and Eurydice myth with sort of jazz and sort of 1930s Great Depression-esque aesthetics and sort of time period, then you get a musical called Hadestown.
Oh.
It's a fantastic musical. It's based off a concept album that was made by Anais Mitchell back in 2010, and she developed it into a musical after seeing all the potential in it.
Okay, so it started off as an album, and then she sort of pieced it all together. Okay.
And she pieced it all together and created this musical, and it's been touring around. It was in the West End in London, and it's going to make its Broadway debut this year.
Wow.
It's currently, is it playing in London or Canada at the moment? I cannot remember.
Okay.
It's playing somewhere. And it's also, coincidentally, Amber Gray is one of the stars and she was also in Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812.
Well, there we go. That ties everything up, doesn't it?
And it's the same director, Rachel Chavkin.
Right.
So it's all, well, you can see how I got all into this.
You're a true pro with these programming because you're wrapping it up. We've got a sense of unity now.
Oh, unity, flow.
Yes, it's all packaged up beautifully. So, yeah, we're sort of coming full circle. Another musical.
Yeah. Basically, the idea with this is that, instead of the underworld being, where the dead go, it's actually a mine, an underground mine run by this big boss guy called Hades, obviously, and the place is called Hadestown, and once you go down, you never come back up, and so everyone assumes that Hadestown must be, paradise.
Ah.
Spoiler alert, it's not.
Right. Oh, my gosh, really? Oh, God. Oh, I must be in a different planet. Okay.
This piece is called Way Down Hadestown, and it's another sort of bop, a nice way to wrap up my time on the show.
That sounds great. Thank you. Well, this is it. All right. Well, I better just do a quick announcement. This is VK3SL. This is a test transmission on 160 metres, 2 metres, and also streaming online on the Broadwave stream for those who want to have a look up on my QRZ page. You can find a Blogspot link, and on the link there is continuous missions. You can hear the show, and then, this test, and then there are continuous programs running 24/7, basically Yeah, old programs. Yeah, there we go. That's my little promo. Over to you, and we're going to hear, is it called Hadestown?
Hadestown.
On the road to hell, there was a railroad track.
Oh, come on.
And a train coming up from way down below.
That was not 6 months.
Better go and get your suitcase packed. Guess it's time to go. Follow that dollar for a long way down. Far away from the poorhouse door. You either get to hell or to Hadestown. Ain't no difference anymore. Way down, Hadestown, way down under the ground. Hound dog howl and a whistle blow. Train come a rolling, clickety clank. Nobody knows where that old train goes. Those who go, they don't come back. They're going way down, Hadestown, way down under the ground.
Winter's night and summer's o'er. Hear that high and lonesome sound of my husband coming for to bring me home to Hadestown. Way down, Hadestown, way down under the ground. Down there it's a bunch of stiffs. Brother, I'll be bored to death. Gonna have to import some stuff just to entertain myself. Give me morphine in a tin. Give me a crate of the fruit of the vine. Takes a lot of medicine to make it through the winter time. Way down, Hadestown, way down under the ground. Everybody dresses in clothes so fine. Everybody's pockets are weighted down. Everybody's sipping ambrosia wine. In a gold mine in Hadestown. Way down, Hadestown, way down under the ground.
Everybody hungry, everybody tired, everybody slaved by the sweat of his brow. The wage is nothing and the work is hard. It's a graveyard in Hadestown.
Way down, Hadestown, way down under the ground. Every little penny in the wishing well, every little nickel on the drum. On the drum. All them shiny little heads and tails, where do you think they come from? They come from way down, Hadestown, way down under the ground.
Mr. Hades is a mean old boss.
With a silver whistle and a golden scale. And he weighs the cost. It's your soul for sale.
To the king on the chromium throne. To the bottom of a sing sail.
The wheel squeals and the big wheel groans.
And you better forget about your wishing well. Way down, Hadestown, way down under the ground.
Now on the road to hell there was a railroad car. And the car door opened and a man stepped out. Everybody looked and everybody saw it was the same man they'd been singing about.
You're early.
I missed you.
Mr. Hades is a mighty king. Must be making some mighty big deals. Seems like he owns everything. Kinda makes you wonder how it feels.
All aboard. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Way down, Hadestown, way down under the ground. Way down, Hadestown, way down under the ground. Way down under the ground. Way down under the
Oh, well, what a party that was.
Oh, way down
Yes,
Hadestown.
yes, a real Negro spiritual inspired song, I have
Oh,
to say.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The whole musical
So the whole
is-
music's like that?
Yes.
Musicals, it's got that sort of flavour. It's pretty high octane, isn't it?
Oh,
it's got a great energy to it.
Yes. Fantastic
Yay.
stuff.
Good stuff.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Thank you
well,
for entertaining my nonsense. from
Oh, that was
past hour.
brilliant. Yes. We entertained your nonsense without any entertainment intended.
No, of course.
See, we have to get the semantics right here. Now, we just had a little bit of a thought while we were listening to that. I pulled a record off the shelf. I'll try and cue it up, but we've always had a bit of a family thing about Eartha Kitt, haven't we?
Oh, we just love Eartha Kitt.
Yes.
You know, in the whole... In all the households?
Yeah, I think so. Now we've found a. Oh, wait a minute. Arif's getting into the. I was hoping this new speaker thing would queue up. I could use this to queue silently, but it's not going to work. Never mind. That's okay. This is what happens here. The yes, Eartha Kitt, Batwoman. No, Catwoman. Yes, she was pretty amazing, wasn't she?
She's fantastic.
She was still doing lots of wonderful civil rightsy things right up until her death, I think.
And she got blacklisted in the US for, embarrassing Lady Bird Johnson at a White House lunch.
What's the story with that?
So she got invited to this special women's only White House lunch, except the president was also there.
Yeah.
So, Lyndon B. Johnson and Lady Bird, they were there. And right, and it's, Vietnam's going on right now. And Eartha Kitt stands up and says, maybe the reason that the youth of today are so disenfranchised is because you're sending them off to a war where they're almost certainly going to die. And Lady Bird was very embarrassed. And then later, when asked by reporters why she embarrassed Lady Bird Johnson, Eartha Kitt said, well, that's none of my business. It's her problem. She's the one who was embarrassed by the whole thing. And she
just spoke her mind.
Exactly. And she got blacklisted in the US for a decade after
really?
that. Yep.
Golly.
And never, never apologized, never did anything, said what I said, and that's it.
Oh, God.
And she was still making music for a long time. Like in the 80s, she released a little EP of sort of 80s disco poppy hits.
Right. I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, there's a video. There's a video of her, all dressed up in her cat suit, and she's, all wrinkly now, wrinkly and old, and she's, still going.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fantastic.
She's wonderful. Well, the picture, she certainly looks very Eartha-ish on this record cover.
That bad Eartha.
That's what it says. So this is a 10-inch LP, and I've just put the Autophon cartridge on. So I've got the, I had to find one that hasn't all seized up. So this is a very authentic way of playing a 60s record, using a 60s arm and cartridge. Now, but I have to do a little bit of queuing, so you'll just have to say something. What are we going to play?
We're playing a personal favourite of mine, Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. It's a bit of a sad one, but it's very beautiful.
Okay, is that sort of happening? No, not yet. Oh, we'll just try and fade that in. Here we go. I think it's the right track.
Yes.
Is this it?
They asked me how I knew my true love was true. I, of course, replied, something here inside cannot be denied. They said someday you'll find all who love are blind. When your heart's on fire, you must realize smoke gets in your eyes. So I chaffed them and I gaily laughed to think they could doubt my love. Yet today my love has flown away. I am without my love. cannot hide. So I smile and say, what a lovely flame dies. Smoke gets in your eye. So I chaffed them and I gaily laughed to think they could doubt my love. Yet today my love has flown away. I am without my love. Now laughing friends deride, tears I cannot hide. So I smile and say, when a lovely flame dies, smoke gets in your
And that was Eartha Kitt with Smoke Gets in Your Eyes.
I love that song, and it's a beautiful rendition. It's fantastic. I'd forgotten how good she is with the Edith Piaf vibrato, her nanny goat vibrato. But it's so evocative. It's wonderful. It's so French.
Just fantastic, isn't she?
Yeah, I love it. She's
Listen to
great.
her for hours. And there's
know.
so many good hits, you know. Uskadara is a good one. We don't have that on here, but
Okay.
that's
I'm just looking on the disc. Hey, here we go. Shalanga Do. That's a good one, isn't it?
yes, yes.
Okay. Well, let's have a listen. So I think it's track 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the last track on the disc. So you'll have to ad-lib while I cue it up, I suppose.
Okay. Well, I must say you have you're tuned into VK3SL. Did I get that right?
You did.
I did. Okay, VK3SL. We're doing test transmissions.
Absolutely. We're just testing, of course. There's no entertainment whatsoever.
Oh, no,
here.
this is
There's
just
nothing
testing.
to do it. Yeah, and here comes Eartha Kitt to not entertain us.
Salangadu. 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 All night long I looked for you, all night through the darkness, crying, crying. Salangadu. 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 All along the dark bayou, crying for my darling, crying. Salangadu. 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 All night long I looked for you, all night through the darkness, crying, crying. Salangadu. 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 All along the dark bayou, crying for my darling, crying. Salangadu. Salangadu. Salangadu.
Oh, yes, that was wonderful. Eartha Kitt singing Salangadu, and that was, recorded in the 60s. That was during her Catwoman phase.
Oh,
I think.
yeah.
Yes, she was in quite a few of those Batman shows. I'm sure I saw her quite a bit.
Was there a television series?
Yes, I think so. And that's where we saw her But yeah, very evocative, wonderful stuff. I love Eartha Kitt. We'll have to have another one, I think, Io.
Oh, of course.
Shall we wind the program up with another Eartha? What do you reckon?
Oh, why not Under the Bridges of Paris?
Oh, that's
a nice one to end on.
That's a great song. That is a very good choice, actually. I just have to look for where it is. It's track number 1 on side 2. So we'll...
Fabulous.
Yeah, we'll get this going. All right. Well, we'll wind up with this, I think, tonight. And I want to thank you. Thank you so much for all your wonderful selections. It's been an education for me.
Oh.
I now know about Jeanette Monet and lots of other wonderful artists. Mitski.
Thank you for letting me do transmissions with you.
This has been good. So we'll have to do this again. And we've had some good feedback so far. In fact, we'll hang around because we'll open up 2 metres in case there's anybody there. We'll see if anyone would like to have a quick chat. So we'll finish with this and then we'll open up the lines. So thank you. And next week it's back to boring old 20s old time radio. We'll lose our audience. There'll be protests. There'll be people will be writing letters saying, no, get that grunge off the air. We want modern stuff.
Oh, no. It's nothing like a good 20s song.
Oh, no. Well, I think... yeah, I'm feeling a bit inspired. This has been fun. All right, we'll let this one finish off and we'll catch up with you next time.
All right, see you later.
Whoops, I better fade up the right fader and then we're ready to go. Whoops, here we go.
L'on ne paye pas cher. Le peu fin et l'eau, c'est pour rien, mon marquis, sous les ponts de Paris. Sur les ponts de Paris, quel rendez-vous. My darling, why I sing this song is easy to explain. It tells what happens all along the bridges of the Seine. The vagabonds go there at night to sleep all their troubles away. But when the moon is shining bright, my heart wants to sing it this way. How would you like to be down by the Seine with me? Oh, what I'd give for a moment or two under the bridges of Paris with you. Darling, I'd hold you tight, far from the eyes of night. Under the bridges of Paris with you, I'd make your dreams come true. Chérie, je veux apporter mes bras. Je veux apporter mon cœur. Je veux apporter all my love. Sur les ponts de Paris, lorsque descend la nuit, under the bridges of Paris with you, I'd make your dreams come true. I'd make your dreams come true.